The girl who lost herself. Julie was born beautiful. Beautiful in a way that made people turn their heads whenever she walked past. Even as a young girl, her beauty had a kind of glow that made adults stare with surprise. Her long eyelashes, soft skin, and bright smile made her look like an angel. But beauty can be a dangerous gift when it is not guided. While you enjoy the story, please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Julie's parents loved her, but they were never present enough. Her father worked far away and rarely came home. Her mother ran 2 businesses and returned late every night, exhausted. Julie grew up mostly alone, learning life from the wrong places, the wrong people. When she turned 15, she met friends who lived carelessly. They dragged her into a world of bright lights and dark choices, parties, alcohol, older boys, lies, and secrets. Julie wanted to be accepted. She wanted friendship. She wanted to feel important. So she followed them. And as months passed, she changed. She learned to flirt. She learned to lie. She learned to hide things. She learned to use her beauty as a weapon. By 17, Julie was known as the unreachable girl. Beautiful. Wild. Unpredictable. She never planned to live that way forever, but the habit stayed inside her like a shadow. Even when she turned 21, she still carried that emptiness. She could smile, but she couldn't love. She could attract men, but she couldn't keep them. She could charm anyone, but she couldn't trust anyone. Until Daniel came. Daniel was unlike any man she had met during her reckless years. He was calm, soft-spoken, respectful. The kind of man who listened more than he talked. He met Julie at a bookstore, a place she only visited because her friend begged her to come. Julie bumped into him accidentally, and Daniel apologized first even though it wasn't his fault. Julie laughed, surprised by his politeness. That single moment planted a seed. Daniel wasn't moved by her beauty alone, he saw her gentleness, her nervousness, her brokenness, and he treated her with quiet admiration. He didn't rush. He didn't pressure. He didn't chase. He cared. Julie was confused at first. She wasn't used to gentle love. She was used to chaos. But Daniel made her feel safe. They became friends. Then closer friends. Then lovers. And after 2 years of stable love, Daniel proposed. Julie cried when she said yes. She thought marriage would give her a new life. A clean start. But old wounds don't disappear just because someone puts a ring on your finger. Marriage was sweet in the beginning. Julie cooked for Daniel. Daniel made her laugh. They prayed together, watched movies together, and held hands like children in love. But then Daniel's job changed. He started traveling more. Sometimes he was gone for 1 week. Sometimes 10 days. Julie pretended to be okay, but she wasn't. Loneliness woke her at night. Silence made her anxious. Her mind became noisy again. Old thoughts returned. You are alone. He will get tired of you. You need attention to feel alive. You are still the old Julie. She fought those thoughts. She tried to be strong. She kept telling herself she had changed. But weakness grows in the dark. And one afternoon at a shopping mall, weakness came with a name. Julie was arranging vegetables at the supermarket when she heard a familiar voice behind her. Julie. Look at you. Still beautiful as ever. Her heart stopped. It was Michael, dark-skinned, tall, bold, charming. One of the men from her wild teenage years. A man who knew the old Julie very well. Julie forced a smile. Michael hugged her tightly, too tightly. She stepped back gently. How have you been? He asked with a wide grin. Julie told him she was married. Michael raised an eyebrow. Married? You? The Julie I know can't settle. Julie laughed uncomfortably. They talked for a few minutes. Michael asked for her number. She hesitated. But the old Julie inside her whispered. It's just a number. Nothing more. So she gave it to him. Her second mistake. Michael started texting often. How's your day? You looked amazing at the mall. Your husband is lucky. Julie replied politely at first. But slowly, she slipped. She started enjoying the attention. Daniel was away. Michael was present. Daniel was calm. Michael was exciting. Daniel was safe. Michael was dangerous. Julie felt guilty, but she didn't stop. Then one evening, Daniel traveled again, this time for 4 days. Michael texted. I'm close to your house. Can I stop by for just 10 minutes? I miss talking to you. Julie stared at the message. Her hands shook. Her heart said no. Her loneliness said yes. She typed, okay. Her final mistake. Michael arrived. He hugged her. He flirted. He reminded her of who she used to be. Julie fell. One night. One moment. A mistake that burned her soul. The next morning, Julie woke up feeling sick. Her pillow was wet with tears. Her chest felt heavy like a stone. She wanted to scream. She wanted to disappear. What have I done? Oh God, what have I done? When Daniel returned home 2 days later, he hugged her gently, and Julie almost collapsed in his arms. She cried secretly in the bathroom that night. She deleted Michael's messages. But she couldn't delete her guilt. Daniel saw the change. Julie grew quiet. She avoided his eyes. She lost weight. One evening, Daniel held her hand and asked softly, Julie, are you hiding something from me? Julie's heart broke. She wanted to confess. But fear shut her mouth. She said nothing. But her silence said everything. Daniel walked away from her that night. He didn't speak. He didn't shout. His silence was louder than any anger. Days passed like slow poison in the house. Daniel stopped making jokes. He stopped holding her at night. He stopped talking about the future. He was there, but it felt like he had moved far away inside his heart. Julie tried everything. She cooked his favorite meals. She waited for him at the door when he came home from work. She sent him long messages saying, I'm sorry, even when they sat in the same room. Sometimes he read them. Sometimes he didn't. One night, Julie finally gathered courage. She walked into the bedroom where Daniel sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor. Her voice shook. Daniel, she whispered, I need to tell you the truth. He didn't look up. But he said, go on. Julie's knees felt weak. Her hands were cold. There was someone, she began, when you were away. It was just once. I ended it. I regret it. Silence. Her words hung in the air like smoke. Daniel closed his eyes slowly. Just once. To Julie, it sounded like she was trying to reduce the damage. To Daniel, it sounded like a knife. He stood up. So it's true, he said quietly. Julie started crying. Yes. I'm sorry. It meant nothing. I was lonely and stupid and weak. I have blocked him. I want us. I want you. Daniel's jaw tightened. Who is he? Michael, she answered. Someone from my past. Daniel swallowed hard. He had heard that name before. Years ago, when Julie once told him small stories about her wild teenage days, she mentioned a bold man who always pushed her into dangerous things. That man was Michael. So the past came back, Daniel muttered. He took his car keys from the table. Julie panicked. Daniel, please don't leave. It's late. Please, I'm begging you. I need air, he said. And he walked out. Julie ran to the window and watched him drive away, her chest burning. He will come back, she told herself. He just needs time. But time can heal. Time can also break. That night, Julie couldn't sleep. She lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling more alone than ever. Around 2 a.m., her phone vibrated. She grabbed it quickly, hoping it was Daniel. It wasn't. It was Michael. Michael, I heard your husband came back today. Did he find out? Her heart dropped. How did he know Daniel traveled? How did he know he came back today? A cold fear ran through her. Julie, why are you messaging me? I told you we are done. Don't ever text me again. He replied almost immediately. Michael, relax, Julie. I just care about you. You think he will forgive you? You think he doesn't suspect there's more? She felt her hands tremble. Julie, there is no more. It was a mistake. Leave me alone. There was a short pause. Then a new message came in. This time, it wasn't text. It was a picture. Her blood ran cold. It was a photo of her and Michael together in her living room from the night of her mistake. She hadn't even known he took any pictures. Her head started spinning. One move from you, Michael wrote, and your perfect husband will see everything. So talk to me with respect. Julie's heart beat fast. She felt like the room was closing in. He sent another message. If you don't want him to see this, you will do what I say. Julie covered her mouth with her hand, holding back a scream. This was no longer temptation. This was blackmail. The next morning, Daniel returned home. His eyes were red. His face looked tired. He had clearly spent the night outside. Julie wanted to run to him, hold him, beg him again. But her phone sat on the table like a bomb. Michael's messages were still there. His threats were still there. The picture was still there. Good morning, Daniel said flatly. Good morning, she replied in a small voice. They moved like strangers. No argument. No shouting. Just quiet pain. Later that day, while Daniel was in the shower, Julie's phone vibrated again. Michael. Meet me tomorrow at the cafe near your street. 3 p.m. Don't be stupid. I still have more pictures. Julie wanted to ignore him. But fear whispered, what if he sends them to Daniel? What if he posts them online? She typed. I'll be there. Just don't send anything to him. Please. She dropped the phone and burst into tears. She was now trapped between two fires. If she met Michael, she would be making another wrong choice. If she didn't, he might destroy her marriage completely. The next day at 3 p.m., Julie walked into the small cafe, her heart pounding. She wore a big hoodie and dark glasses, hoping no one would notice her. Michael was already there, smiling like he owned the place. He waved at her. She sat down, her hands tight around her bag. What do you want? She asked quietly. He leaned back, calm and relaxed. You, he said simply. I want you. Julie's eyes filled with tears. I am married, she replied. What happened between us was a mistake. Please, just delete the pictures and let me go. Michael chuckled. You think I came here to delete pictures? Julie, you were always special. You can't go back to that boring, quiet life. You know you miss the excitement. You know you miss being wanted. I am wanted, she said weakly. My husband loves me. Michael leaned forward. If he loves you so much, why is he always traveling? Why did you fall into my arms so quickly? Don't lie to yourself. You still belong to my world. Julie felt like throwing up. I will never be yours, she whispered. Michael's face hardened. Then your husband will see this. He took out his phone and scrolled through more photos, pictures from that night, angles she didn't even remember. Julie's vision blurred. Please, she begged, what do you want? Money. His eyes flashed. Yes, he said. Money. And, sometimes your company. Julie shook her head. No. I can't. I won't. He smiled in a slow, dangerous way. Then let the game begin. He stood up and walked out, leaving her frozen. Over the next few days, Michael did not send the photos to Daniel. But he kept messaging Julie. Sometimes he asked for money. Sometimes he sent flirty messages. Sometimes he reminded her he wasn't done yet. Julie blocked and unblocked him many times, but fear always made her unblock again. Finally, she gave in. She started sending him small amounts of money from her personal savings. But small amounts became bigger. And soon, her account became almost empty. Michael was not satisfied. Your husband is rich. You live well. Stop pretending you can't give more. I want at least one large transfer. Julie panicked. That money wasn't hers alone. It belonged to her and Daniel together. But she was desperate. One afternoon, while Daniel was in the shower again, she logged into their joint account. Hands shaking, she transferred a large sum to a fake business account number that Michael sent. Her heart broke as she pressed a confirm. She had not only betrayed Daniel's heart, she was now betraying his trust with their money. Later that week, Daniel checked the account for something and frowned. Julie, he called out. Her stomach twisted. Yes, she answered from the kitchen. Do you know anything about this transfer? He asked, walking towards her with his phone in his hand. A big amount left our account 3 days ago. It doesn't look like a bill. Where did it go? Julie's mind went blank. Her throat became dry. It's for something personal, she lied. I'll explain later. Daniel stared at her for a long moment. You're lying, he said quietly. She felt her knees weaken. He didn't shout. He didn't push further. He just walked away slowly. But something inside him was breaking even more. That night, as rain hit the roof and thunder rumbled in the sky, Daniel sat alone in the living room, scrolling through his phone. His face was blank. His eyes were tired. He opened his email. There, in his inbox, was a new message from an unknown address. No title. Just an attachment. He clicked it. The image loaded slowly. His heart stopped. It was a picture of Julie and Michael together in his house. His phone almost fell from his hands. He opened the next attachment. Another photo. And another. His breathing became heavy. His hands shook. The room felt smaller. The air felt thick. Someone was not only sleeping with his wife. Someone was laughing at him. Using his home. His trust. His love. He stood up, his chest on fire. Julie, he shouted. His voice echoed through the house. Julie rushed in from the bedroom, frightened. What is it? She asked. Daniel turned his phone towards her, his face full of pain and anger. What is this? Julie's world shattered. Her legs went weak. Her lips trembled. She took one look at the photos and burst into tears. I can explain, she whispered. Explain. Daniel yelled, his calm finally breaking. Explain how another man was in my house. On my sofa. With my wife. How long, Julie? How long has this been going on? It was one time, she cried. I swear, just one night. I was lonely. I was stupid. I regretted it. He is the one sending the pictures. He is blackmailing me. Blackmail? Daniel repeated in disbelief. Julie nodded quickly. He wanted money. I gave him some. I even took from our joint account. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. Daniel staggered back, as if her words were physical blows. So this is where my money went. To pay the man you cheated with. Julie fell to the floor, sobbing. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Daniel's eyes filled with tears. I don't even know who you are anymore, he said quietly. He grabbed his car keys again. Daniel, please, she screamed. Don't go. Don't leave me like this. He looked at her with eyes full of broken love. I don't know if there is anything left to stay for. And he walked out into the storm. Julie lay on the floor, her cries swallowed by thunder. What she didn't know was this. Michael was not done. He was only just beginning. After Daniel drove out into the storm, the house felt like a grave. Cold. Silent. Empty. Julie curled up on the floor of the living room, crying until her tears dried into nothing. She tried calling Daniel. He didn't answer. She sent messages. No reply. She waited by the door. He didn't return. Minutes turned into hours. Hours turned into the next morning. When Daniel finally returned, the sun was rising, but nothing in the house felt bright. Julie ran to him. Daniel, please, talk to me. He didn't look at her. He didn't shout. He just said, I didn't sleep. I spent the night thinking. Julie's heart dropped. Daniel walked past her wordlessly and went straight to the bedroom. He changed clothes. Washed his face. Took his work bag. Julie followed him. Where are you going? She asked. To work, he said. But we need to. Not now. He walked out again. Julie stood frozen, her body shaking. Something inside Daniel had changed. He wasn't angry anymore. Worse. He was cold. Around noon, as Julie sat on the floor hugging her knees, her phone vibrated. Michael. Michael, I see your husband got the photos. Shame. Julie wanted to throw the phone against the wall. She typed back. Julie, why are you doing this? Haven't you done enough damage? He replied instantly. Michael, you think I'm done? Julie. I'm only starting. You shouldn't have blocked me last night. Julie's fingers trembled. Julie, leave me alone. Michael sent a new message. A video. Julie hesitated, then opened it. It was a recording from that night. Michael's phone had been placed somewhere, secretly capturing everything. Julie felt sick. Her entire life, her entire marriage, her entire future, all trapped in Michael's hands. Michael, meet me tonight. 7 p.m. same cafe. If you don't come, the video goes to Daniel. And maybe online too. Julie dropped the phone. No, please, why won't you stop? At 4 p.m., Daniel came home to change clothes again, something unusual. He was quiet, too quiet. Julie approached him slowly. Daniel, please listen to me. Michael is dangerous. He's not just blackmailing me. He's threatening me. I'm scared. Daniel looked at her with tired eyes. I know, he said softly. Julie froze. You know. Daniel sighed heavily and sat on the edge of the bed. There's something I never told you. Julie's heart raced. Daniel continued. My job is not just business travel. I work with a specialized private investigation team. We handle corporate crimes, identity fraud, and, sometimes, dangerous individuals. Julie blinked. What does that mean? Daniel looked at her directly. It means I know who Michael really is.